Oh, brilliant one. Top of the day to you. Yesterday, I was doing a couple of podcast interviews, and someone asked me, why do you call people, oh, brilliant one, oh, brilliant spark? And I said, because I just started it and it just took off. So, oh, brilliant one, how are you? Listen, I was facilitating a webinar on yesterday for a group of CEOs, leaders, and the question came up, what happens when the protest is over and there are no more statements to be released by corporations saying what are they going to do as it relates to Black Lives Matter? And it was a very interesting question. I was moderating the panel, and the feedback was just because the protests stop, the conversation needs to continue. And I started thinking of, you know what are 3 to 4 things that we all can do right now? Number one, every time we sit down at the dinner table to break bread with family or meet with friends, close ones, are we having the conversation about what's happening in America, specifically as it relates to Black Lives Matter? When was the last time we interacted with a person, black or brown? What did we learn from them? What did they teach us? What did we share with them to build a bridge from where we are to where they are, to where they are to where we are? So number one, I think that's a great start. Number two, when we look at our businesses, and it's great to put out statements to say this is what we're doing to support Black lives that matter, but I think we have to start at the board level. Does our board represent or have representation from the Black and brown community? Next, when we look at job openings, as I shared with you just yesterday, we don't want a hand out, we want a hand up. But are we intentionally looking to fill positions with Black and brown people? And then when we think about sourcing, if you've read your paper today, you see that the employees at Adidas have really taken their company to task to say, Adidas, you know that Black people buy the sneakers, but we don't have representation from the board level or even sourcing, looking at Black companies who can source and provide services or products that are needed to make the Adidas sneaker. That's what it's coming down to. And then you look at what Estee Lauder, same type of thing. Estee Lauder, the employees of Estee Lauder said, what is the company doing to source from Black and brown businesses? So could that be a step that your company, your organization, your business is thinking about? And then I believe we have to look at our neighbors in our communities. Are we moving from our house to connect with others around us, to have a conversation so that we all grow together? The change that is happening, I see it, I sense it, I am reading it, I am watching it. I am so optimistic about where we are right now. And we don't want to miss this moment to create understanding, wholeness, and sustainability. As you know, George Floyd was laid to rest on yesterday in Houston, Texas. And it amazes me the thousands of people as they have held various services in Minneapolis, North Carolina, and Houston, Texas. Thousands of people from all different races coming to see a man who has sparked a conversation, because I can't breathe. If I can't breathe, you can't breathe. We need each other, and change is going to come from the bottom up. It's going to come from every individual person saying, what can I do? So you're probably saying, Simon, that's great. What are you doing? Well, today I have the opportunity to speak to a very prestigious Rotary Club here in the community that I live in Orlando, Florida. And the person who has invited me to be a part of this Rotary Club. Is a gentleman that I tremendously respect, and one of them, he's my former leader at Disney. He sent me a text and said, "Would you?" I said, "Absolutely." But the gentleman who extended the invitation, I'll never forget, many years ago, he invited me to his very prestigious country club that Arnold Palmer built. It's called the Bay Hill Country Club. And I sat there having lunch with him, and it was just a phenomenal experience to be in what we would call in the South high cotton. I made sure I was looking casket sharp that day. And so I have a chance to address the Rotary Club, and you're probably saying, "Simon, so what are you going to say?" Very simple. Hear, heal, help. You can't help until we heal, and we can't heal until we hear. So that's what I'm going to share with them today. It's going to be a great time. Just have 20 minutes, so it'll be like a TED Talk on steroids. But I want us to be thinking about, when the protest stops, what happens next. Okay? Remember, I love you. I believe in you. I was pointing my finger. I should have did the Disney two finger. Got to work on that. Get a little bit better. They would say in Texas, bless his heart.